And welcome back to the second part of this tutorial. Now let's deal with the search function, and after that we deal with this spin bar as well. And like I said, this tutorial is mainly about the search function, so that's what I'm concentrating on more. Now let's double click on the search button, and in there we're going to declare the following variable. I'm going to call it iSearch, and that is going to be declared as long. I as long as well. There we go. I'm declaring those as long because they can get to only God knows how long the worksheet will be for. So now I is self, iSearch, that will be equals worksheet, and this worksheet is going to be worksheet 1 because that's the only worksheet where I have the data. Dot to the range, and that's going to be A1. Close that dot to the current range and row. Current to the current region dot rows dot count. Okay, now let's use a for loop. For I equals, I'm going to make that 1 to iSearch. Right, in that case, I now want to use an if statement. If trim, and the only thing you're trimming in there is going to be the spreadsheet 1 to check dot cells, comma is I, comma 1, and if it's not there, so and I want the system. In this case, the system will just tell me you have entered invalid data or data not found, something like that. And I is equals iSearch. Then this message box should pop up. Message box. Let's say data not found. And let's clear. Dot text equals clear. Then let's get it focus as well. Dot set focus there, and I'm going to end that. And if, however, if it's there, if all of this is there, let's grab, I'm just going to grab all of these. In that case, that will be equals. If when you trim is more or less like checking the data to make sure it's there. If it's there, this is there, then the system should do as follows. Okay, produce the following. So let's say txt the text that is equals sheet 1 dot cell I, comma 1. That's the first one. So I can copy these for the others. I have 10 anyway, so that should be easy. And the next one is txt first name, dot, then we just change this to 2. The next one is txt surname, there, change that to 3. Then we have txt address, paste, change that to 4. Then postcode, txt postcode, paste, we have 5. And telephone, txt telephone, that's 6. txt date range, yeah, dot text, well, let's paste instead of there. 7. We have 3 more to go, and the other 3, that should be, let's see what the other 3 is. Before that, let's say and if here. Okay, the other 3, that would be as follows. Okay, alright, let's copy that, then member type, and okay, then come right here. So here is going to be member, the others will be member type. So this is 7 and this will be 8. Okay, now the next one, CMB member type, paste, change that to 9. Then finally we have member, paste that, member fees, there we go, and change this to 10, there. Alright, let's exit 4 here, and we also need, let's end next I as well. Alright, so I would say let's try this out, then we take it from there. So that would be, with this I'll be able to just search the reference. Okay, let's search just with the reference, just with these numbers. If I use any other search criteria, I will end up with an error. So let's say we try something like, it's not going to be an error, it will just tell us it's not there, data not found. However, if we use any of these here, so let's assume we go for let's go for 4419. That is 4419 right here, this very one. So click on that, there we go, look at that. So that is working. So let's change that to 444. Okay, we're able to find 444, but if we change that to any of these columns here, the system will not work. And that is what this tutorial is all about, so that we can search with any of these other columns. So in that case, I'm going to come back into the search procedural area, and what I'm going to do is I am now going to use an OR. Okay, instead of having this here, I'm going to get rid of this, and let's just put OR in there. So let's say OR space underscore. If the trim, grab hold of all of these. Now I'm going to paste this inside. Yeah, let's place it inside a bracket. That's for the first one. That is number 2. There. which means we can search with number 2. I'm going to close that out. Let's see number 2 if we can search with that. I've ended that, so I'm going to run it. This is number 2 here, this is number 1. Number 2, let's enter poll right in there. There we go, we can search with number 2 now. Okay, and let's search with, let's enter 5534. There, we can search with that. But let's try out number 3. Number 3, let's go for Jones. Data not found. That is working correct. So let's go back in there. So I'm just going to copy it around and change numbers. So get rid of this, and that's going to be all space underscore. Now copy. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's it. And if this is 10, then we have to change this to 10. So this would be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. There we go. If it works fine, that will take care of our multiple search function. Okay, I'm going to try out something else. Let's come to ID, proof of ID right here. So I'm going to enter pilot in there, and let's see who is pilot. There we go, Sally Southend, that's pilot. And if you come down here, Sally Southend is a pilot. That means the system is working fine. Okay, that's very good. So look here, we have member, annual member. So let's type in annual member in there. And who is annual member? Felix Johnny. Now let's try annual out. We have loads of annual in there. There we go. I think it picks on the very first one, dynamic hunter. That is very good. So it's working how we want. You can now search using any of your columns. That's good. So let's try out one more. So I'm just going to go for 448SA. That is 448SA in there. Dynamic hunter as well. That's good. Right, so let's exit out and come right here. None of these are working yet, so end that. Now let's go to the spin button. Double click on the spin button. With the spin button, first of all, I'm going to declare the following. I'll call it C1, comma C2. Alright, let's say if spin button 1 dot value, if that is less than 1. If I say less than 0, so that means it's going to start from the top, so I'm going to put less than 1. So C2, that will be equals spin button value. Grab all of this and paste it in there. The value, and C1, that will be equals A and C2. There. That's the very first one. And if you guys could notice, we have it up to J. Okay, I've just taken care of the first one to spin. So let's go all the way to J. So I'm going to copy this and just change it around. Paste. So the next one, that is going to be let's say the first one here, that's going to be txt. That should be txt text, this very one. Yep, txt text. No, txt reference. Txt reference dot control sort, and that is going to be C1 equals C1. There. Alright, the very first one is taken care of. Now let's see this one, B. B is going to be first name. So this, get rid of this. B is going to be first name. Let's come down in here. Let's put a space in there. So I'm just going to change that to txt. Copy this. Txt first name. There. That is B. And we now want to repeat the same thing for C. So I'm going to just copy all of this. Paste. That is C. C would be surname. Okay. So change this to C. Now we can even copy this. I'm going to copy this and just use it for the others. So this is 1, 2, and 3. So I'm just going to copy this. Copy. And just change the names around. Paste. That would be 6, 7, and just one more. Paste it right there. This last one, that's members. C and B, member fees, yeah. And the other one, that's member type. And here we have CMB proof. Then if we take it from here, this will be address. Then we have postcode right underneath there. And telephone. Have telephone, then here that will be date. That is date range here. I think that is it. Here should have 10 in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, so let me try this out. Save that first, run. Let's see. What is this one called? Oh, look at this. Get rid of that. We have wrong spelling. Now run that again. Oh, the same thing here. Okay, I remember copying that. Run. Yeah, there we go. Look at that, guys. The spin buttons work. So today's activity is actually based on the search, and as you can see, spin button and the search function works. That is very, very good. Okay, guys. So let's just finish up the rest. We just need to take care of these 5, no, I think it's 6 buttons, and that's it. Now let's take care of add new. Double click on add new, and right in here I'm going to first of all declare the following. Let's say dim WKS as, that's going to be worksheet there, and let's declare another one that is going to be dim add new as range. Very good. Now let's say worksheet itself, we're gonna set, let's say set worksheet, that would be equals your sheet number 1, depending on the worksheet you're using. I'm using 1. Now I want to set add new, that is going to be equals WKS dot range, and we start from A 65,356 dots up to the end and loop around. So this means up to the end and loop. Dot offset. Set it by 1 0. Now let's say add new dot offset. The very first one is going to be 0, 0 dot the value, and that is going to be equals txt ref.text. So that's the very first one. Okay, I'm going to copy this. We have 10 records, so we have, now copy all of these again, that's 5, and paste there. So all we then need to do now is just to change the names around. So this is going to be first name, we have surname, we have address, and we have postcode. Then we have telephone. Date reg, date of registration. Then we have CMB proof, and CMB member, that'll be member type. Then we have CMB member fees, and that should take care of add new member fees. Now we need to change all of this. So this is 0, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. There, we've just finished taking care of the add new. That is good. So if we run that now, we can add new value in here. So let's make up something. So let's say I have 9800 0 in there, and the name, let's say that is, hey, let's say it's Johnny Davis. Address number 10, Godson Place. let's say that is Paris Road. Okay, now Paris Road, London, postcode, telephone, then the date, let's say is today, member type or member identity annual, and that's going to be this. So all we then need to do is just click on add here. Let's go right down, should be there somewhere. There we go, Johnny Davis is added. Very good. Alright, so I'm going to exit out. That is working fine, and let's even check the spreadsheet itself. Scroll right down. There we go, that is Johnny Davis right there in the spreadsheet itself. That's good. Right here, Johnny Davis. Okay, so the add function is working. Next, let's deal with update. Double click on update. Okay, to get this update working, first of all we need to declare, let's declare a variable here that we can use globally. So I'm going to, let's say, option explicit. There we go. And this variable, I'll just call it, let's say dim update row as, I'm going to go for integer there. Now let's go back to update. Double click on update, and right in here I'm going to declare as follows again: dim I1, R2, R3, R4, R5, R6, R7, R8, R9 as, and that's going to be as string, but we also have one more, it's supposed to be R10. Okay, that is that done. And each of these variables that are declared, I now have to initialize each of them with the various components. So let's say R1, and that is going to be equals txt reference dot text, and the cell in this case, that is going to be update rules, comma 1 dot value. Okay, but there's something I need to get sorted in there for this to work, because it's not assigned. Get rid of that. For this to work, I'm going to have to assign this, or I'm going to have to initialize it in form load. Okay, but let's finish this first. I'm going to copy this and just change it around, and we'll get that done as soon as I'm done. So 2 there, and just change this around. This is going to be 2. We have 2 here, 3, 3, 4, and 4, and this has to be changed as well. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There, and we have 10. This is excess. So this is going to be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now we need to change the names. Okay, let's assign the right component in there. That's first name, surname, and so on. So I'm going to speed that up. Okay, that is it all done. However, for the up role to work with the update, I'm going to go straight into the form initialize. Let's come right down here. Yeah, form initialize right here. Okay, user form initialize. So come right down here and say up row. Okay, update row, that will be equals 10 because we have 10 rows to update. Now the very first one is going to be text box 1 reference. Yeah, that's reference dot text, and that is going to be cell. Update row, and the very first row, that is 1 dot text. Okay, that's the very first one taken care of. So I'm going to copy that and just change it around. So this is going to be first name. We have surname here, and let's speed that up. That will be 2, and this is 3, and so on. And that is the update taken care of. Alright, now let's take care of print. Double click on print. So right in here, we just say application dot dialog, and that's going to be X. I want it to be xlog print setup. Let's look for xlog print setup. Well, I might as well just type it out. It's right there though. Not page setup. I want it to be print setup. Okay, grab hold of this and just change this one to print. Printer setup dot show. Very good. Now, on this workbook dot, that will be my very first sheet, and add that in here. That's sheet number 1. I want it. Yeah, close that dot, print out. Let's say print out just one copy. Copy, that will be 1 equals 1. There, that is care of our print. Now let's go back in here and take care of reset. Double click on reset. I'm going to first of all reset the following and use a for loop for the others. So let's say txt search.text equals reset. It's not within the it's not within the frame, so I can change that. Then the next one is proof dot text equals followed by member type dot text clear. Then we have member fees dot text, yeah, clear that as well. Alright, now we're going to use for loop for the others. So right there I'm going to say dim txt, and for all the txt that we have in here, for each txt in frame 2, I believe that is frame 2, let's come in here, yeah, it's frame number 2, go back in here, for each txt in frame number 2 that controls if type of txt is ms form the text box, then we just want it to get cleared. txt.text equals clear, that's it. And if, and let's get the txt nested, that is it, done. And that's all there is to that, so that's taken care of. Right, so if we run that now, click on run, there we go, click on reset, you see that all gone. Now let's take care of delete and exit. Close that. Let's come right down here and double click on delete. And to make things easy, the delete will be from the list box, but first of all let's say dim I as integer. Okay, let's use a for I, that will be equals, let's say 0. If we say 0, that means we might be able to delete the headings. No, I'm going to say 1 to range. Let's make that uppercase, range, and the range is going to be from A to 65,356, and close that. Dot up to the end of the row, and then loop. Dot row. Dot row minus 1 there, and let's make sure that is nested, nest I. Now in here I'm going to use an if statement. If lst display dot selected item, if that is I, then we want selected item, select, no, that should be selection dot delete. There we go, that's it, done. And if and that's all there is to do. Delete taken care of. So if I run that now, I should be able to select whatever in there and get it deleted. Let's see, the delete is now working. Let's check, go back in there, double click on delete. Oh, look at that, I was meant to call the row. So let's come down here and say rows, and that is going to be I plus 1 dot select. There. Now let's try that out again. Make sure this time around I've got it right. Run. Select whatever. Delete. There we go. Look at that. Delete Parker as well. Delete Gray Small. There we go. The delete is now working. Now let's take care of exit. Okay. Come right here. Scroll down. Double click on exit. Inside the exit, I'm going to declare as follows: dim I exit as, okay, let's say VB message box result. I exit, that is equals message box. I'm going to just enter confirm if you want to exit. Close that. That is my first argument. Now add a comma, VB question, second argument, plus VB yes no. That's my third argument, comma, and the fourth argument is going to be search function. There we go, and close that. Alright, now I have my 4 argument. Now using conditional statement, if I exit equals VB yes, then we want the following: unload me, and that's it. Exit is done. Alright guys, and that's the end of this project. Okay, so let's run it. Click on run. Try out exit. No, I don't want to exit. Yes, I do want to exit. Run. Alright guys, now one thing that is left is the barcode. Let's take care of the barcode. That's easy. Let's end that. So in here, make sure you know the name of the barcode. Grab that very name, and here double click in here. Whatever code we have in there goes in there. Now let's say the barcode dot text. That would be, no, barcode is not a text, it's a caption. That would be equals txt ref dot text. Okay, so if I run it now, that gives me the barcode we have in here. So let's just make that, let's say your reference number is, I'm going to copy that reference, go back in here and just paste that right here in a quote there, and a plus sign, and let's just type in reference number. There we go. Run. And there. That's how you create your own barcode. So if I change that around, you see that your barcode changes. So like I said guys, this lesson is all about search. There's nothing in there, so we have that error. So let's enter Alan there and search for Alan. There we go. I think there's an error with this. Okay, let's get it sorted. And one other thing, if I enter value in here and I press this, I want this cleared. So let's go back in here, exit out before we call it the end of the whole project. Let's get it sorted properly. Double click on the spin button, and up here, first of all, I'm just going to enter txt search dot clear. Let's clear that out, and let's see. We need that's it right there. So that is it right here. This is meant to be A, B, C, D. This is E. We have F. We have a G, H, I, and letter J. There we go. Because if you look at my spreadsheet, it's from A to J, but I did not correct that. But now it's now corrected, so that is fine. Alright, let's run it one more time. There, so when I spin, you can now see the address. So with that, guys, I'm gonna call it the end of this beautiful tutorial. I suppose you guys enjoy it, and please do subscribe to my channel, and you can also join to become a member of the channel. There are a lot of benefits. And just for your information, I do have second channel. You guys can always pay me a visit on the second channel as well. The link is on the description area. So you all have a nice day now, and bye for now. Have a nice one.